Here's an ad for a new assault rifle that came out this year. The AR-15 is the weapon of choice, as I mentioned, for mass shootings. This is an ad for a JR-15, a junior AR-15. It is manufactured by We1 Tactical. I'm sorry to say it's an Illinois company. It's like an AR-15, but it's designed for kids, 20% smaller and lighter. It's designed for children under the age of 18. Look at the logos in this ad and look closely. They're the same logos that are imprinted on the weapon. They show these skulls of children with pacifiers in their mouths. You'll find that same symbol on the gun that they sell.
So look, this JR-15, the Junior 15, initially made news back in February of this year, but it's back in the news for some reason. Maybe because yet another school was shot up with an AR-15. Maybe that's linked to it. It's designed, according to a press release, as being smaller, safer, and lighter than a regular AR-15, 20% smaller than a full-sized AR-15. And what do you know? It's for someone who's 50% the size of their parents. They say it operates just like mom and dad's gun, so presumably school shooters will like this one at least 80% as much as the full-size one. I don't know. They say, we believe that this introduction early on will produce a deep respect for firearms that continue and last for a lifetime of safety. So you hook them young, like with everything else, to get them addicted. Never mind the fact that you are trying to hook them with something that is intended to appeal to the same sort of primal human instincts that makes school shooters love the full-size version so much. And I want to jump out in front of some of the concerns, be like, no, it's not the same exact thing. Like you could have it with only like a 1 bullet or a 4 bullet magazine. It's only a 22. It's supposed to make kids want to use assault weapons. That's what it's designed for. Stop playing games, own up to your toxic interests. Jessica, what do you think?
Yeah, they weren't even playing around. They were like, it's just like mom and dad's gun. So this is very clearly for children. It's not just like a lighter version of the AR-15 intended for adults. They're super clear that this is for kids. And also if it's an Armalite rifle, JR-15, Junior 15, I get the play on words, but they made a really big deal about this being an Armalite rifle, not an assault rifle. Get it right, know the acronym. And now they're just messing with it, calling it a Junior 15 rifle. But like, is giving kids like even a good idea for the parents? Have you met a child? They will put their hand on a hot stove. They'll hit people just to see what happens. They don't have the development to be holding a gun. They did not think this through. Why would you put this in the hands of a child? It's disgusting. Parents are going to get hurt. And their brothers and sisters. More than
inevitably.
Anyone. Yeah,
exactly. And that will bother the manufacturer as little as it seems to bother individual gun shops when they provide the weapons that are used to blow apart the bodies of third graders. They're making money. To answer your question, why would you put this in the hands of a kid? Well, because it goes for $400 and they would very much like to have that $400, I assume. Damn the other costs, the societal cost, the cost in blood. By the way, like, so you can see the ad here. They're using the cartoons. I guess the skulls of children. Like I assume this ad isn't designed to be viewed by the kids. It's designed to be viewed by the adults. So I guess the skulls of kids in cartoon form are appealing to the adults. That seems weird, but it'll probably work. I mean, we know how obsessed people are with this. You remember Lauren Boebert's little Christmas picture of her, arming all of her kids, and then whatever the hell this is, it's enough to outfit, a small army, and they all do it. The only thing they love having guns in more than their Christmas photos is their campaign ads. By the way, like I think that trying to get kids so obsessed with guns, that bothers me socially. The fact that they're selling this, that isn't like, to me, the worst thing going on. I think the fact that any like 18-year-old can go out and buy an actual AR-15 is far worse. I'm assuming the kid isn't going to have sole control over the JR-15. I'm assuming the parent will be the one handling it. But it's just like the ever increasing obsession with guns, the obsession and normalization of violence. Does that seem to be going well for America? Does that seem to be producing a country that we're safe in? It doesn't seem so to me.
No. And I am super critical when I see the kids, the toddlers, young people with the iPads playing the computer games all of the time, because I feel like it's not so good. Like I'm not super old, but I'm still in the generation where we did not have that when I was a kid, and it makes me concerned. But if it's a JR-15, a Junior 15, or an iPad, just give the kid an iPad. Honestly, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and like. I don't like some will respond like, well, I shot when I was a kid. Yeah, I know. I shot when I was a kid. I didn't have my own rifle, but I had one of my dad's rifles was my rifle. I customized it and stuff. I also didn't have access to it when I wasn't shooting with him. And I wasn't taught by him to obsess over it. Like, I like guns, I like shooting guns, and I also like them to be well regulated. And it turns out that I have the same approach to that as the Constitution does, a predisposition towards thinking they should be regulated. It's just that this isn't healthy. Lots of kids die. Can we jump ahead to graphic 10? This is fun. Firearm deaths of children finally passed per capita motor vehicle deaths of children. Takes a lot of work, both on the car safety end and the let's put guns everywhere end to get those lines to cross in that way. And by the way, let's go to this last chart. You can see, broken down by state, huge differences in where kids are dying, and I'm not seeing a ton of blue states on there. Kind of feels like when you have a lot more guns, you have a lot more dead kids. What do I know? I'm just reading the stats.
Yeah, I think it's important to say that John and I both like using guns, and we're both making the case here that the point of the Second Amendment is a well-regulated militia. Everyone forgets about the well-regulated part, and they just think that the Second Amendment means, I can have a gun whenever I want to have one. That's not helpful for anyone. That's not the kind of society people want to live in. And if you're really afraid that we will actually need a militia, that will actually reach the point where we're fighting the government, yeah, I don't like the government either. I do think we're getting close to a place where the government's not serving the people. But let's be very real. The US military is super intense. That's a losing fight. Yeah. And to think that you're gonna fight them with your kids and their JR-15s, it's just insane. Would you want your kids to become child soldiers in that situation? Like, I definitely wouldn't. I would tell them to stay at home and shelter. It's ridiculous.